This video is brought to you by Big Bad Toy Store. Make your purchases through my personal link in the description to help out the channel. Furthermore, if you want to support me more directly, you can check out my YouTube channel membership for fun emojis and sneak peeks, or my Patreon. Links in the description. So as toy collectors, we're kinda always chasing this high, and it's a little bit futile of getting the perfect iteration of a character in plastic form. And because of technology like improving all the time, and you know, there being so many companies now that do really cool toys, it's kind of like a hopeless endeavor, because like I said, technology is constantly improving. Like, for instance, I'm pretty sure there has been like Hasbro figures with really good face paint and it just looked really solid, and then face printing came into the deal and completely changed everything. And then I also kind of feel like head sculpts always improve. Like, Hasbro has been killing it recently with really good head sculpts, which I will get to in a second. I figured I would just grab some replacements I got in my Big Bad Toy Store pile of loot just now, and I think we can kind of start with Peter here. So this is the PS4 Insomniac Spiderman. Well, technically this is the PS5 Insomniac Spiderman because this is from Spider-Man 2. You can tell because there are slight variations in the costume, like these red bits going up here, and there's nothing on the legs. But I figured we would take a closer look at this. So I wanted to replace this guy completely with this guy. I do enjoy all the nice sculpted details in this guy quite a lot, like the spider here sculpted in, and it's just a lot more detailed. I like the red a lot more. I think the blue is nicer. And if I didn't mention it already, this is obviously a custom. This is the Marvel Select figure, which I simply shortened to be kind of Marvel Legends height, and you can see here. But I don't know, maybe like this guy's articulation is just really good. Like, he's got butterfly shoulders and he's got toe hinges and just like a really easy articulation that I don't have to like worry about. On the other hand though, the paint is kinda iffy. Like, all this white is frankly quite terrible. It's kind of pink because it needs like 1 or 2 more coats of white to really cover everything. It's especially bad around like here. You can kind of see the black web lines bleeding through. You can see the spider is slightly translucent too. Again, web line up here. And just in comparison to what came earlier, the PS4 Miles Morales figure, like, look at this, all this beautiful sculpted texture. He's got this kind of like, you know, like the basketball texture all the MCU outfits have, and the webbing is sculpted in, and this detail is sculpted in, and then this guy is just a blank torso with a lot of paint on it. Like, I get why he's expensive, because this is technically more paint than Hasbro usually does put in a figure, but it's also, it feels so cheap, and it wasn't really applied all that. Like, the extra budget for the paint, and they couldn't afford 1 more coat of white. It's just a bit disappointing. Like, I was really hyped about this figure. I think, like, on paper, it looks pretty good. I think the head sculpt is fantastic, but standing next to Miles, I don't know. Like, Miles is just so good looking, and Peter just feels kind of lazy. I mean, he looks good, but it kind of ends there. There's nothing really special about this figure, except that it's an iteration of a character I really enjoy. So, a bit of a disappointment, and I don't want to have 2 of this guy, unfortunately. So, I mean, I think I will sell this guy. I'll put him up on eBay if anyone wants him. So I don't really regret buying this figure, but it could have been so much more, and it's just sad that it wasn't. Overall, though, it's been a pretty good year for, like, Spider-Man. Like, I got my beloved 90s animated series Spider-Man, and I removed all the cell shading, and he looks freaking fabulous. I love this figure now. I usually try to refrain from buying several of the same character, but with Spider-Man I can kind of get away with it because of Spider-Verse being a thing. I know that's a bit of a dangerous thing to say, because that's just gonna make me want even more Spider-Man figures. But yeah, that's my little loophole. Same goes for, like, Batman and Superman, I guess. But I'm also really running out of space. So yeah, that's it for Spider-Man. So we can go with the kind of smaller thing at the moment. So what I was talking about Hasbro, I used to think this head sculpt for Gambit was really good. The hair used to suck. It used to look like French fries sticking up of his head, but I replaced it with the old Toy Biz hair, and he looks a lot better. You can just see how this was attached. The glue gave in when I ripped the head off from the torso. Pretty good looking figure. But then Hasbro recently came out with this like training suit X-Men 3-pack, and it had Gambit, and wow, this head is just astounding. Face printing really does make a difference. Like, this one is traditionally painted. I think the stubble might be like printed on, but just like the eyes, there's so much more life in the eyes. As compared to this, it just kind of looks more like a human being. The hair is also a vast improvement over this guy's original hair. Like I said, we're always kind of chasing this perfect iteration of a figure, but I think this Gambit will hold me over for a good time, because I have this cool soft goods cape from the original Gambit figure from Toy Biz, and it's my preferred costume, and I do really love this head. I did have to touch up some of the angles here though, like on the black like head sock thing, and I also had to drill into his head a little bit so his head would sit lower, but overall this is just fantastic. I may in the future maybe try to give it some stubble, but I'm not really sure. So not a comparison at all, but I just wanted to show off that I just redid some of Rogue's eye makeup, and I'm really happy with how she looks. I do kind of wish the face was a little bit slimmer, and I kind of want to redo the lips a little bit more, but I really like this figure. I would like Hasbro to take one more shot at this costume, maybe in like an animated package style, or maybe when the new animated series comes out, because this is by far my favorite look for Rogue, and I would like it in a more cohesive Marvel Legends style. Just wanted to show off a quick little paint job on the eyes here, some little touch-ups. I think she looks pretty good. Okay, so Apocalypse is a figure I've been looking forward to for a long time, and that's simply because I love Apocalypse. And I had this figure for a very long time. This is just the bath with a custom head, because most people know by now that I don't like screaming heads. This is the original head that came with this guy, but although slightly repainted for this guy's color scheme. I definitely feel like this is a more modern and easy to take serious color scheme for Apocalypse, but I am a massive sucker for this purple and blue. Like, the blue is just matte painted on. It looks wonderful. There's some slight little like thing, like you see this light reflection bit here. I'm not really sure what that is, and the A has some kind of like little indents in it, but I don't know. I really love this color scheme and the outfit and everything. I'm not really sure what he would look like with like a head swap. Oh, why does that look so good too, though? I don't think this head works as well on this. I think, in general, this head just works better on the more modern styling of this, but this head also works perfectly on this body. I am a little bit torn, but I have to go with this guy. Like, just look at him, he's perfect, except for this one weird, like, you see this groove here? I don't really know what that is a thing. It's not like that on the other head, so I might have to, like, file that down. But I think I just have to go with this guy. So I just wanted to do a little video on replacing previous figures and have a little showcase of what I've been doing, and I hope you enjoyed.
How many peoples have dreamed of my end?
I like solitaire, okay? Unless I got someone to play with.
Just a little down-home charm. You look a little on the weary side, honey. Been a long shift.
When I got powers, and I thought I'll be able to fix anything. Do anything that Spider-Man does. Man, I still can't get over that suit. It's so cool.